Hello, we're live.
Welcome back to the next big pod. This is a Femi debrief. Where do we go from here? Do we follow the line of Vlad's shot? Is Femi legit? This is what we're here to discuss. Personally, Vlad's definitely not what he was, but he's not shot. Femi, I've still got questions I want answered, but a lot of them were answered tonight.
Which questions are they, Cal? Can't even.
It's hard to say, really. I mean, he got off the canvas, but then Vlad let him off the hook. So I want. If there was more sustained pressure, would he have folded? What do you think? Because Vlad he was there to be finished, and Vlad didn't finish him. So if Vlad watches that back, he's going to kick himself. He lost that fight in them rounds, but you can't take nothing away from Femi. He did what he needed to do in the end. One of the best heavyweight fights I've seen in a long fucking time.
It's still fucking raw, and I'd like to see it back. But for me, I think he answered the questions. His chin ain't that bad. And as Ainsley said off air, some of those stories we were in about in sparring sound like a bit of bollocks to me, because he took some big shots, and he took them well. To be fair, he staggered around a bit. He got dropped heavy in round 6, but the gas tank held up, the chin held up. He looked a bit tense early on, but I don't personally think there's a load of unanswered questions now. I think we got most of them. I think he is legit. Don't get me wrong, there's still question marks. He, as we were just talking about off air, he fights in bursts, doesn't he? He fights in raids. He can't fight sustained for 3 minutes of every round. He goes in. If he gets success, he'll go for the kill. If he doesn't, he'll just jump out again. But I mean, you stick him in with anyone now. There's no one that you'd be concerned about. Whether you think Fury calls him or not is irrelevant. He's proved that he's, I think, legit. Vlad definitely wasn't shot. Wasn't the best Vlad, because I think the best Vlad finishes him in round 6. But no, we've got to howl the new overlord of the heavyweight division. I think
the new Ali, as they like to say, they like to show us tonight. Lucas Aid. Ainsley, what did you think of it? Because you've obviously been critical. You're critical of everyone, but
God, man, God. I did have to watch it with my dad and my brother, but my brother's been trained and he's now knows what he's on about. But what I've been saying it more than a week. I didn't really say it on Monday because I was just raging too much. But I said if he wins, this is how he'd have to win. He'd have to earn it, and he has earned it. So like, Vlad Vlad had beat Wilder. Vlad had beat Parker. I think Vlad beat everybody, not named Tyson or Joshua.
He beat everyone who's not a Jippo, pretty much.
Maybe not Ortiz. But I mean,
who's that?
Oh, it's Dave. Hi, Dave. Oh,
I can't hear you, mate.
So we've got Dave and we've got Press Pass now. What was I saying? I'll say this now. Press Pass is on because you might take enjoyment in it. But yeah, Vlad's definitely not completely shot. Joshua posed some questions and he found an answer in the end. There was a lot of bad things in that, but I don't know. I don't know if it's.
I think the key thing. What I remember at the time, I did scribble 1 or 2 notes down, and round 4, I thought AJ started to blow a bit. As I said, he can't sustain attacks for long. Like if he's not getting absolute success to bulldoze someone over, so he fights in bursts. And then I thought in round 4 he started to breathe heavy. Round 5 he came out and dropped Vlad, and then after Vlad managed to clinch and just run, AJ just looked out on his feet. And I just think when Vlad watches that back after he dropped in round 6, round 7, 8, and 9, I thought Vlad was winning those rounds behind the jab, but he let AJ sort of slowly creep back into the fight, slowly get a second win. And if we just forget the scorecards that Vlad was going to get robbed anyway, or something we misses that Vlad just fights normal for 10, 11, 12. He'll get this on his cards, or he should do anyway. But I want to see what happened at round 11, because he seemed to over-engage. Like he seemed to be on the front foot trying to stop Femi. And he just sort of overcommitted. He was throwing those, I was saying last week about I don't think he should be throwing those leaping left hooks. He was trying to throw a few of them, and I thought he was leaving himself open to be getting countered. And I don't know. He's going to kick himself for letting Femi get back into that fight, because he should have put it on him there and then. And as soon as Femi smells a bit of blood, he is an excellent finisher. I don't think there's any doubt about
that. He definitely goes for it. Once he's got someone hurt, or even the slightest inclination they're hurt, he goes straight for it.
I thought he made a mess of round 4 though, because I don't know what the fuck happened, but Vlad got up and he was a bit weary, and he just seemed to fuck that round. But Yeah.
It was round
Someone
5.
in the car.
No, I'm chuntering. I'm making lots of noise.
Shut the fuck up.
God, it feels good. It feels good. Feels good.
Go on, press
Can I ask
pass,
a
let it
question?
out.
What did anyone score it? What was the score? Did you?
I
You guys
didn't
score
bother
it?
scoring it because I thought
I didn't score it. I was watching it too keenly to score it.
Yeah. I tell you, forget everything else. It was just good. Like, it was just good to watch. I mean, regardless of what the result ended up being, it was just at times it was a bit jab grabby, but it was just damn entertaining. Round 5 onwards was just blooming good. And Vlad will watch that fight, but man, he should have won that. 6, 7, 8, and 9. I don't know what he did. He just let Joshua off. Joshua was ready to go, and he got a second wind and just fucking good, man. Really good.
It's one of them. Like we said before, it was the right time for Femi and the wrong time for Vlad. Really,
Yeah.
Femi managed to beat an not a shot Vlad, an older Vlad, whereas Vlad just couldn't finish the younger man.
Mate, Fury just shows how good. I mean, like I said, what Fury did in terms of his movement, in terms of how he controlled. Because if you look, Vlad controlled the pace and was in the centre of the ring for the majority of that fight, which Fury just had him where he wanted all the time. But no, I mean, it's doing the job in it. It's putting him away, and that was just that uppercut was
Jesus Christ.
Lewis Vitali-esque. That uppercut was just stunning. Absolutely stunning.
I don't know what Vlad was doing in the pocket. I don't know what he was doing in there.
No.
Anyway, I don't know why he came out to round 11 and seemed to jump. Because if you notice, at the beginning of every round, he came straight to the middle of the ring. Every round, he was straight to the beginning of the ring.
In most of the rounds, he came to the middle of the ring and popped out a right hand, and more often than not, he'd catch him with it.
But yeah, I don't know. He didn't do anything at that round 11. He just sort of got caught with a right hand himself. I haven't seen it back yet. But just quickly on the Fury fight, I mean, so Fury ain't stopping him. So are we that confident that, as we say, I mean, AJ's a fucking immense finisher. So at some point in a 12-round fight, he's gonna have Fury in some sort of bother. I mean, are we confident that Fury's going to be able to sustain an attack like what AJ brings?
I think you can certainly. That's shown that you can knock AJ out and you can hurt him. I want to see it. I just want to see it now.
Yeah, I don't think Fury's as feather-fisted as people make him out to be either.
He's not.
He hurt Vlad bad in one of them rounds. Didn't follow it up. I mean,
the 11th won it, that left hand.
Yeah, but that right hand that Vlad landed on AJ, I don't think Fury's got that in his lock. And another thing about that knockdown as well, which is maybe shows Vlad's age a little bit. When he hits him with that right hand, there was a delayed reaction from Femi. He didn't go straight down. He sort of froze and then went down slow. And I'm just thinking, Vlad, you should have just fucking clocked him again. You've got a few seconds from hitting him once to hit him with a left hook again. And he was just a bit tentative.
I think because they both hurt each other quite early, they were both a little bit. I don't know. They were both wary of shit, but
Vlad's always cautious, and he always has been. It's the basis of his 10 years of success, isn't it? It's just when they're ready to go. And if he doesn't think they are, he's not gonna bum rush. I
didn't think Vlad fought a particularly cautious fight because he took centre of the ring. I actually think AJ does like the counter punch. AJ don't mind sort of trying to draw an opponent's lead and come over the top with his right hands. It was a bit jab and a bit grabby, but I didn't think Vlad was overly negative. Actually, I thought at times he was a bit too positive. I mean, I like the left hook, but I don't like the way he fucking jumps with 2 feet off the ground and just. I mean, how many left hooks did he just wing at AJ that he missed wildly?
Yeah.
Well, that was in the rounds when Femi was done. I think he was just trying to get him out of there, but he was tired himself, so couldn't really finish the job.
Yeah, I was just surprised. I thought using the experience, once he dropped him in 6, I thought, right, this is over in the next couple of rounds. But fair play to fucking Femi for lasting that.
Do you reckon he took them rounds off to recover?
Vlad?
He did 8 and 9. Vlad didn't hit. Well, Vlad should. That's the time when I think there was one round where Femi didn't throw a single punch of anything. I think it was 7 where he just literally took him 7 and 8 to basically get his feet back together. Round 9, he started to look stronger, and then he just come on. But he should never have been given that chance. And it was, I'll give a lot of credit to Joshua, but again, it's Vlad should have dived on him, but he just obviously didn't. And
do we think there's any need for a rematch? Because
I'd like to.
I said to Ainsley before we started, if there's a rematch, it'll be over very quickly.
But I'd still,
you think
to go away just. I don't know.
No.
I don't know if I'm going to take it or not.
He said after that he wants it, but I don't.
He says he does now, but he's got to think about it. But yeah,
who was running Vlad's corner, by the way? Because Banks didn't look. I know they cut away for adverts all the time, but
I
was
didn't,
Banks?
I didn't see Bashir even there, you know. So I
No,
don't-
it was obviously Duran was doing the cuts because he got cut early on. Vitali was in there.
I'm glad you mentioned corners. Did anyone else think that Femi's corner was an absolute mess?
It looked all it looked like cheerleading to me. Come on, AJ. Come on,
They were
AJ. Come
shouting
on,
at him a
AJ.
lot.
It did
It
look
was-
like there was a lot of
Well,
instruction
there
down
was
on there.
Tony Simple's fucking chiming in. Rob McCracken trying to fucking get his point across. It was just like, fucking shut up.
Thing is, because technically Femi still ain't great because he wasn't following home for the jab. He was falling short. And if you watch like Vlad, like, when you box, you bend your knees, and when he throws his jab, he always straightens up his lead leg, and he just lean back. He won't lean back much, 3 or 4 inches, so he can't get canted. And I don't know if you watched the behind the ropes thing when McCracken was saying to Femi, like, don't lean in when you throw your punches, don't lean in. And if you look at it, like, Femi ain't great technically, but he's just a fucking brute, isn't he? He's just an absolute destroyer. When he gets someone hurt, he just takes them out. So
You can't write Femi off against Fury.
no, only because
I
of that. I don't think Femi can outbox him for 12 rounds. I don't think that's never
Because-
going to happen.
Because the way that Fury Joshua fights, because Fury doesn't fucking like he doesn't boss the round. Oh, for fuck's sake, Andy Patterson. He said he won't be listening, but he will at some point. I hope you kill yourself in front of your fucking family, you sad cunt.
Why? What's he said?
I'm gonna block you. He's tweeted a picture of Asylum and us because they've got more live viewers. Like we give a fuck.
Who cares?
live
I didn't even know I didn't even know we were on live. I thought we were just chatting. This is a bit
No,
awkward.
but no one cares. Right, I'm just gonna. But anyway, on
No,
Cole's-
We do
anyone
this for a
even
laugh,
tweet
and we do this for a laugh in our spare time. Andy Patterson takes it like a fucking second job, man.
He said
Get
he
a
didn't
life.
care.
tweeted a link out? Has anyone tweeted a link out? Does anyone even
Oh,
know?
Cal said
Yeah,
he would.
I-
See,
Literally, I just came here to chat to you.
that's very nice of you, Press Pass. But
Yeah.
overall, I thought it was pretty shit. Other than the main event, did any of you catch the undercard?
God.
Campbell
I
shit.
Quig was good. The Quig fight, the quality was awful, but the actual fight was great to watch. But the
So-
I was eating a
fought like an
kebab when that
absolute
was on, so I
bazooka.
wasn't really paying attention. But it was just a bit back and forth for me. There was no skill involved.
Yeah. No, it was just heads down, throw punches, and Simeon's not a puncher, but Quig made him look like one. I think it was good, to be fair. I couldn't knock that. The rest of it, I'll be honest with you, I had a real Paddy moment when I couldn't basically tonight. My story was I was going to go to the pub. My little girl's been ill, so I ended up being in. And I had a Paddy moment. I thought, I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to bother. And then, so I didn't actually see Luke Campbell or female Rocky Marciano until, sort of highlights. So all I saw was Quig and the very first fight of the card that was on at like 6 o'clock. But Quig fight was decent. Yeah, Joker, which that was the worst opponent on a show in a long
terrible,
time.
yeah.
But no, it was like I said, it's that whole argument about undercards. It's like when I think about this, when I'm thinking about it tomorrow or when I watch it back, will I care about the undercard? That's the wrong attitude to have, but I don't. I just
No,
don't.
of course not. When you've got a fight like that, the undercard's like secondary. Well, I know they're secondary anyway, but it literally makes no difference when you've got a headline fight like that.
I think actually I might give it a stick for this, but I thought the undercard served a better purpose than the usual ones because I actually thought the Luke Campbell fight was worthwhile for him. Like first 3 rounds, it was in a bit of bother, and that was probably a good workout for him. And it wasn't a bad workout for Quig either. But this, we don't want to talk about it, but this Katie Taylor stuff, like Hearn said after, most exciting female athlete on the planet or something. I mean, it ain't working. It's not nothing against the women, but it's not working. She's not good to watch. It's fairly terrible. And I don't want to see it anymore.
I am glad
Yeah,
that I got back late and didn't get to see that because I was ready to fucking empty my bank account on her
Got points.
going points. Oh, look at fucking Patterson, you're a weirdo.
What's he done now?
He's just like, because I've just called him on his fucking weird obsession. He says, "Oh, I don't care about." He don't care about us. He's just doing it to show the levels.
Who cares?
Autism. And also, I've got Cole's.
Fuck the asylum. Forget the asylum. What does just like a question to everyone? What does Hearn do next with Femi? If we just forget the Klitschko rematch, let's say it don't happen. What does he do next?
I think whatever one Bellew doesn't get, Femi will have the other one. So if Bellew goes for Parker, then Femi will have Wilder or vice versa.
How much?
I think Belly Wilder seems a very obvious one to make. So I think if they can get Parker, I think that obviously the problem with the Fury fight is it would need to be a stadium fight again. If Joshua fights again, it's going to be second half of the year. Fury just is not going to be ready. So it's going to have to be but he could fight, I think he could fight anyone. Parker, from a belt point of view, but is Parker that good? I don't really know.
But are we saying that he has to fight now? Are we saying it's got to be a Parker? It's got to be a Wilder?
Parker.
It's never going to happen.
Well, it can't be no idiot like
Fury?
it can't be no idiot like Pulev, for example. If they fight
He's the
Pulev,
mandatory though, isn't it?
yeah, but I don't really care about the belts. Just
but
drop it. It does nothing
we
for anyone,
don't.
does it?
Yeah, but I prefer. I do and I don't, because I don't want fucking loads of idiots just parading belts around. I'd rather see fucking, because I would not want Pulev to get one. And you know what's going to happen? Yuri Fury will end up fucking moving on to Pulev because he's an easier fight, or it'll be some shit.
Let's have it right. The IBF ain't stripping AJ at that time. I'd be shocked.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. They are so weird with their rulings, but there's no incentive for them to strip. I mean, like I said, Pulev in a September fight.
Okay, who's Pulev going to fight for that IBF if AJ drops it? Who's it going to be?
No, that's what I mean. So would you?
So they're not going to strip him, are they? I wouldn't have thought.
Yeah,
maybe they will.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I wouldn't be surprised if Dillian White looks good. Well, he's not going to look good against Whack, but if he beats Whack, that we get that again. In the meantime, while they're setting up something else.
I don't know, because I don't know. I don't reckon Joshua's that asked about fucking dinging it on. You right, TJ?
You're right, lads. You're making your pod debut.
Yo.
You've been on before, haven't you?
No,
not on
he
this
went.
one.
He went on Rocco's pod, didn't he? Talking about making a murderer.
Oh yeah. TJ, you've just got with like your entrance requirements now. You've just got to say that Andy Patterson's got autism.
Callum Smith autism.
And he definitely won't know you've said it, because he definitely don't listen to this at all or care about it at all. What
do you think then? Do you want to give a little quick breakdown of it?
All I wanted to come on and say was talk about the way each fighter dealt with the knockdowns. I thought the way Joshua dealt with his knockdown, I think, was a difference really. Joshua caught Wlad, and Wlad sort of did what he does, and he panics and sort of flails and fights back, whereas Joshua felt the punch. It might have been a harder punch, who knows, but he just went straight down. And I think that was a difference really. He didn't take any more unnecessary punishment, and although Wlad probably should have put it on him a bit more, that gave him the chance to recover in the next 2 rounds. I was impressed by that, and I think it goes back to what we always say about Hearn cards. AJ would have learned more from that fight than he would have done from the previous 18 that he's been in.
Yeah, you can't deny that.
I kind of disagree with that a little bit though, because I think that when Wlad got dropped, AJ put it straight on him, and Wlad actually done quite well to survive. Ran around the wing, he grappled, he held on. There was 2.5 minutes left. He saw it out. But when Wlad dropped AJ, I don't think he went straight for the kill again. It wasn't the same. He just kind of stood there and he let AJ come back. I don't think AJ done anything that good to survive that.
I'm talking about straight after the punch that really had the big effect. I think Wlad felt it and probably could have taken a knee. It's easy. I never boxed. Yeah. It's easy for us to say. We don't know what that's like, but I think that was I think that was a big sort of difference in being able to recover afterwards.
I think the concern for Joshua defensively going forward is that Vladimir, when he got hurt, he grabbed, he held, he sort of did very experienced things. Joshua was ducking a lot. So Wlad threw a lot of left hands that sailed over Joshua's head, and Joshua wasn't blocking shots, he was ducking out of them, and that's only going to take you so far. I think at some point they're going to need to. I think there's a lot to work. As daft as it sounds, as good as that was, there's a lot to work on. And if he can tighten up at certain things, he could be brilliant. Like I said, all we got from tonight was he's far from the complete article, but he's a brilliant finisher. He can hurt people, and his boxing ability is probably a bit better than some people gave him credit for. I think he's a good combination puncher as well. I think he met the jab well, and I think he put his punches. Yeah, definitely.
That could be him though. That could be his limit. He might just shore up some of the stuff he does that he shouldn't do, but he might not get any better. But he's still. We've proved he's legit. He's not a fraud like some people are calling him.
And I think his style's going to say. I think he's a raider. He's a fighter that's going to fight in bursts. He's going to raid. He's going to be in and out. And if he gets someone's hurt, he's going to take them out. If he doesn't take them out, he's going to take a couple of rounds off to recover and go again. Yeah. One thing he can't fight for sustained periods of a round, which is probably a concern. But
yeah, but there's nothing wrong with doing that. If that's the way he's doing it, it's not like
no, there's not.
It's fine. Abraham's of this world have made a career out of it.
He's not like an Abraham, because Abraham is violent. He just tries to steal
He'll just nick the
rounds.
reins. Yeah. Do
And
you think?
Femi was just trying to fucking send him to hell?
Although they say the heavyweight division, the competition's great. Personally, I don't really think it is. There's a few half decent and a lot of idiots around.
I don't know if anybody's raised
Femi
it.
goes on,
What-
do you reckon he could suffer from like Vlad syndrome a bit, where he's just beating a load of no opus?
The problem is if you take, I was watching it with mum and dad actually tonight, and my dad said something. He said, so sort of the best heavyweights are sort of what you saw on stage there, you know, your Wilders, Bellews, etc. And it's like, do you know what? There isn't actually a huge amount of depth in the division. And like you said, there is a danger that he runs out of people to fight. But because of the people that are there, they're all, you know, they're either a unification or a major fight. So I think he'll have enough people to keep him going for 18
You can't
months.
knock him for running out of the opponent. As long as he fights them all, then you can't knock him. What do we think about?
No, I'm not knocking him for it. It's just a
Yeah. No, he might. There is a danger with him, but I don't think that's something that we've got to worry about in the next year and a half or so. And a lot can happen in that time. You know, people that come through from nowhere. I think the Dillian White rematch is an obvious fight that they will look to make. As much as you say Joshua's not bothered, I think that's an easy sell. If Dillian White beats Vac or picks up a belt of some sort, I just think it's hilarious how much Tony Bellew doesn't want the fight. I think it's brilliant.
Right.
What, the Bellew doesn't want the Joshua fight?
Yeah.
I think Hearn tries to make that. I would not be surprised if he sends Bellew after Parker. I know that him and Wilder have had the beef, but if Bellew manages to pick up a belt, I can see them making.
I don't think so. Bellew's riding the crest of a wave now, popularity-wise, like he's never done before. If he fights Femi, then that's gone.
But if he picks up one belt, off someone, I would say that his retirement fight against Joshua. He's got nothing to lose. It doesn't matter if he goes out on his back.
Yeah, but you know what'll happen with that? They'll negotiate some way of actually engineering how that fight finishes, though. They won't have Bellew getting wrecked. It'll just be, you just go back to the ropes, fucking turn your back or some shit.
The only thing I'll say, because I've got...
Go on, I'll let you...
Well, I was going to say, because I'll have to drop off, but is... Obviously, I got a lot of stick because I obviously like AJ and have sort of since day one. I know all the reasons not to like him in terms of all that goes around him, the StubHub, Hearn, Matchroom, but I'm just hoping that he'll have, you know, what I've always been saying about him was the abilities there. And unfortunately, all the bullshit kind of gets in the way. And it's nice to see someone actually get, you know, put in a decent performance like he did. And, you know, not blow it and not just be like some corporate shell who ends up having nothing to back it up. He actually showed a bit of heart tonight. There's my sentimental moment before I go to bed. Good night, everyone.
Peace.
See you in a bit.
Just to put it out there, not strictly this fight, but did anyone see my magnificent prediction earlier?
Yes.
What about Luke Campbell?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
One of the most elite things you're ever going to see. So, just to fill you in, for those of you who don't know, speaking to David Leanne, I said two things. I said I can see a brown envelope getting past the Perez team in a minute. And I also said you're going to see Perez quit, in quotation marks, because it was one of them sort of quits between round 9 and 10. Boom. But I should really backed it. Oh well.
Linares must have been licking his lips at that.
Linares ain't going to fight either of them. It's disingenuous of Hearn. It's classic Hearn. Let's fly Linares over, stick him in front row, let him flirt with Costa Gallagher for a bit, and then talk up a potential Luke Campbell fight. That ain't going to happen because he's going to fight, probably get beat by Mikey Garcia, or he'll go after the Lomachenko fight or something like that. Why would Linares want the Campbell fight? Why?
No, Linares would take the Campbell fight because he'll get paid.
Yeah.
Would he get paid that well?
Yeah, well, if he will do, because if not, he'll just get fucking... Because Hearn has got paid to get him over here. But I don't know. Some of the reaction is quite strange tonight.
I want to watch the fight back again and have a look. But I do think that my wrestling analogy from last week was weren't far off the money. Vlad done the thing we supposed to do. The old
Stop talking about fucking wrestling.
I'm talking about wrestling. He went out on his back. He passed the torch. He done the favours. He put AJ over big. And he got a lot of credit as well. I mean, they was all cheering him at the end.
A few false finishes in there as well, weren't there?
There was a couple of false finishes on there. We thought, yeah, I mean, it was like a story. They told a really good story in the ring, and then in the end, Wlad did the ultimate job. He did the favours. He done what Mick Foley did for Triple H. He put AJ over.
Wait, no, done. We're
When
done.
was this 2000 Royal Rumble with a thumbtack?
Yeah, he put him over. He put him over big.
Get this shit, fuck it. Who cares about wrestling? Let's get on to the other thing, right? So you know these fucking Fury wet asses, and they're all like using this as an example why Fury's that much better. I hate this. It means fuck all. Fury getting sent to hell by Cunningham, as we've said, and so because TJ's on, we'll fucking get onto it. Fury's got a date a week on Monday, hasn't he, TJ?
I'm out of the country. I'm absolutely devastated.
No, I'm not. Don't fucking worry about that. I will be. I wonder if you could get a press pass for UK hearings.
No one.
Can we just fucking play a little violin for Cougar, that fucking grey bastard?
Oh,
look at him now. Get the fucking Joshua. Take that Bonte, you slag. This is what you get if you're a fucking cheerleader at ringside for a promoter. If you want to be media, be fucking impartial. Don't be a fucking idiot jumping up and down, being Team Fury. You can't do both. Like James, as much of a spastic as James is, at least he ain't fucking Team Joshua, Team Fury. He never gets too excited because he has no excitement in his life. This fucking idiot's gone on for the last 2 days. Yeah, and he chose to watch it at home with Adam Booth because he's got fucking lemon about it.
Well, we're going to call that as well fucking Hearn's farce with Kelly and Okoli.
What went on there, by the way?
I don't know about Kelly, but Okoli basically didn't get on because Quig went to points, but that's not on, is it?
But boxing analyst said that Josh Kelly didn't get on because he didn't have he was like the light float that Booth pulled him out and said he ain't fighting. But that's the word that went round.
But I read on there was I was looking on Twitter on Friday just briefly, and was it Henshaw he was meant to fight, who's a part-time or full-time chipping?
Oh yeah, Okoli, yeah,
not even a full-time boxer. Obviously left work at lunchtime or in the morning to go to the weigh-in. Obviously lost half a day's work and ends up not boxing. I think you'll have to
pay him though.
So what goes on there?
But Dave mentioned it earlier, so Coley's been fucked over twice already by her now.
They had to get Sweet Carolina in there, didn't they? Forget
we had to watch it live.
Why is Josh Taylor being a fucking little bitter cunt tonight?
But I don't know. That's what went round. That was going around Twitter that Booth called him or something.
Has anyone seen Josh Taylor's fucking Twitter tonight?
What's he crying about?
This is what I mean. Why does everyone just have to lick people's ass who say shit like this? Just because it's like slagging shit off? No, you just look bitter as fuck. Basically, just whinging and fucking being up Fury's ass. Right, I'm going to follow Josh Taylor now. Fuck you stupid Scotch wanker.
Well, he still is the man.
Well, yeah, but look, right.
Who is?
Fury's not the man.
How? I tweeted earlier. Whenever his name is mentioned on Sky or whatever, it should be massively caveated by the fact that currently he is suspended by the board. He is undergoing investigation by UCAD. Like it's completely tainted. It cannot be taken on face value, regardless of the timeline or whatever. He's not the man at all, because on the face of it, if what happened is what we're led to believe, if what we're led to believe is what happened, whatever he took allowed him to drop a load of weight, and that he would not have been able to put in the performance that he did on the face of it. The Fury we saw fight Wlad was a Fury we'd never seen before, and you put 2 and 2 together, and you come up with what our belief is.
What is your belief?
You're haters, mate. You're just racist against travellers. That's all it is.
Yeah, you don't like gypsies.
We're the dark forces.
They're quite good at like disinformation and confusing people, because to be honest, I haven't got a fucking clue what's going on with
the Fury.
Hearing. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on.
Well, listen.
Have you got a wrestling analogy for it? Because you seem to have one for everything else.
It's like a swerve, isn't it? It's like a misdirection. Like they send you one way and then they swerve and send you the other way.
I can't be.
You haven't got like where the angle's going. I've got no idea how the story plays out. They just put a swerve in there. I couldn't tell you what's going on. I've got no clue.
What? So it's like when everyone said we was getting Undertaker and John Cena, and they just swerved it.
Yeah, they swerved us there and they gave us Undertaker and fucking Roman Reigns.
Let's get off the Fury shit. I can't be arsed. We'll go on about the ped shit.
Let me ask a question.
What would you?
Are we all on the Femi hype train now?
No, I'm not. I'm not. I don't get on hype trains because you just end up getting disappointed. But he's obviously talented. He's very good. He's fun to watch. Like I said to Ainsley beforehand, he's got
He's basic.
everything to make him box office. Obviously, the way he looks and that, the size of the cunt. He has got frailties, which also helps because you're never fully sure what's going to happen, and that's all you need really. So yeah, I'd like to watch him. I've never disputed that fact, and we all call him Femi, but that's more of a laugh than anything else.
That's his name.
Yeah, we just sort of. I know you call us moaning cunts and that. People who listen to this and we hate him. None of us. Brian hates him, but
Yeah, Brian's left the
We've given him credit though. We've given him.
yeah.
We
But
can't not
like,
give him credit.
I've always said I like him. He's fun to watch. Same as I like Brooke. He's fun to watch because he's in decent fights. But I never fully support boxers because they're boxers. It's not a football team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate all those cunts who go, "Oh, why are you not supporting the Brit?" I'll go fuck yourself.
Like I'd say I like boxing. I don't like boxers, if you know what I mean. Like, I like fights, and if the fight's good, I get involved. If it's shit, and I'm not interested.
But I don't know. It was nice to see Hearn getting it fucking right off for all the casuals as well.
Yeah, it's booed by the casual. Can I ask another question? Is AJ now a stadium fighter? Does he go back to the O2?
Where can he go from now? Like
He's
I
probably-
said this to the guys I was watching it with. Where does he go now? 90,000 at Wembley.
He's got to be.
He's got to stay in stadium now.
He can't go back to the O2, can he?
Well, does he become a twice-a-year fighter then? When I suppose you've got May and September, haven't you?
Say that again, sorry.
Does he become like a twice-a-year fighter?
Yeah, he is. That's what's going to happen, isn't it?
Yeah. But he can't do Wembley against any old idiot. He can't.
Of course he can.
Nah, because they're not what you're aware of for Wembley soon.
Can I ask another question?
Shit.
Do the US networks now put some, because they, Showtime have shown live HBO, they've delayed, they're involved, they've got a contract. I mean, are they putting some pressure on Hearn as to, does he fight in the US next, or do they put some heat on him about the opponents he's got to fight next, or is it all going to still be Hearn?
Well, if you listen to Chris Mannix's pod, he had Stephen Espinosa on there, like the head of Showtime's like sports division or whatever you want to call it, and they kind of both agreed that to fight in America, Femi would have to take a pay cut for the time being, but in the long run, it'd make more financial sense. But it's whether you want to take the risk with the.
Is he pay-per-view in the US now?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think?
I don't think so.
Top Rank put any old shit on pay-per-view, doesn't they?
Yeah, but that's different.
That's because HBO won't sign off on the shit. It's not a HBO pay-per-view. It's a Top Rank pay-per-view.
We're not saying that AJ Wilder in Vegas is not pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view.
Yeah, but I don't think that would happen in America straight away. If that fight takes place, it takes place here. Because they got 90,000 guaranteed in Wembley. They got all the Sky pay-per-views of $1 million, and I don't think they'd accommodate. I don't think they'd accommodate it at 5 o'clock in the morning for UK TV. Because like it or not, the UK is probably where it is a bigger draw for boxing at the minute than America is.
What do we reckon about the pay-per-view price? Do we think he's done the Hatton record, the Hatton Mayweather record? Anyone going to go on a?
Well, it ain't be far off it, will it? Either way.
I just think people could stream. We didn't buy it, did we? We all streamed it, and obviously the Hatton fight back then, no one was probably streaming it. But I wouldn't shock me if it broke the £1 million mark.
Well,
$1 million. $1 million.
If Bellew and Hay did 890, then I'm pretty sure that this would top that.
Yeah, well,
we need to wait for Glazer. Drop in the fire.
Shit, though, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Some call him Brian and Mong in the chat.
What would you score Femi's performance out of 10 if you had to grade it?
What's the benchmark for 10?
Perfection.
He couldn't have got a 10. He couldn't have got a 10 tonight. You can't. You couldn't have got a 10. So he got a 7. But in terms of, because I think you don't need to look at it as how he good. I think what's the impact of this for Femi in terms of his development?
Brilliant.
That's a 9.
Yeah.
I think that's what you need to look at.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to go backwards from this.
I think they should just say, fuck it, let's fight Ortiz.
Ern's arsehole must have been puckered in that 6th round.
Oh.
Mine would.
If he would have lost that purely came down to his lack of experience coming in against decent competition.
Yeah.
The step up from Molinas and Brazils to a faded Wlad is night and day.
I agree, but I slightly disagree because I don't think that that right hand, it was a big shot. He caught him hard. He went straight down. He didn't take any more after that. He went straight down.
He got caught with the left hand as well when he got dropped.
And even the gassing thing, innit? Just gassing that bad.
Well, he was gassed in for the 4th round. The 4th round, you could see him breathing really heavy. That was before he came, and then straight out in the round 5, he came out and he dropped Vlad. So I don't know, it's difficult to say that it was inexperience that would have cost him the fight if he lost in round 6. I would have probably been blaming the gas tank because he punched himself out in round 5.
Yeah, but that could come from an experience thing.
Yeah,
that's
it's true.
Yeah.
Because like with David A, when was it Carl Thompson who beat him when David A just blew his load completely, then got kicked off when he was dead.
When I was watching it and thinking, and I tweeted, I said, "This is David Price, Tony Thompson all over again." Because didn't David Price drop Thompson?
Yeah.
And he just completely faded. Just like the occasion just got to him.
Doesn't actually throw that many shots to gas, does he? Like he goes for the kill, but it's not as if he's throwing 100 shots in like 10 seconds.
Do you know what it is? It's like you know the cruiserweight. You probably want to watch him Chakiev, yeah. You know what I mean?
He's fucking shit.
Right? But watch what he
Casual
does.
man,
'Cause it's the same. It's not that he throws many shots. It's when he throws a shot, he fucking puts his life into it.
So another question for me. What about the weight? AJ's weight. Does he come in at that heavy again?
He shouldn't do, yeah. But how much heavier was he against Vlad than he was against White? Because he did the same thing then. He unloaded shitload of shots and then paid for it.
I don't know.
He was 1 pound over his career heaviest, but I don't know who his career heaviest was against.
Well, it's Sprott or Skelton or someone like that.
For Brazil.
He's been steadily increasing since he turned pro, hasn't he? But that's just rice and pea diet, I suppose.
I don't know.
Or bread and water.
I hope he fails a drug test after.
Oh, I'd love that.
That would be funny. But this is the thing, man, with Fury. Everyone's got to fucking remember this shit, and that doesn't go away. And you can like, I don't know. We'll talk about this next week. TJ, are you available Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday?
Yeah, Monday or Tuesday. Yeah, Monday or Tuesday. Yeah.
Right. Well, we'll get into that on then because I can't be asked because I'll be here for 3 weeks.
Well, everyone's got an agenda either way, haven't they?
But I just.
He's the man, isn't he? Now I don't think you can get away from that. He's the man in the heavyweight division. He's the new Floyd. He's the money maker. He's the biggest star in boxing at the minute. That's it. You just got to deal with it.
Can I just get what was Sky and where does Sky get off on thinking that they can put Deontay Wilder on as a co-commentator, as this bastion of boxing technical ability and analysis? Because some of the stuff he was coming out with, he can't even do himself.
I can't even remember anything the commentary said other than Adam Smith praised my boy Tyson Fury.
And
yeah, he did say something about that, didn't he? He said that. How good does this make Fury's victory look? Which I was
and it does. I know you racist there. I've got you've put an asterisk against it now, but
no.
For Tyson to, I know I don't want to talk about him because it's not his night. It is Femi's night, but the way just Tyson dismantled him, and we clearly showed today that wasn't a shot. Vlad faded. Vlad, yeah, shot. No,
it's a different Vlad to the Fury Vlad, though.
But I don't necessarily agree with that because at no point was Vladimir overwhelmed by Fury, whereas tonight he evidently was because
he was just fucking outclassed by him. He mind fucked him. He mind fucked him like inside and outside the ring.
Yeah, but
at no point did Fury overwhelm him.
No,
whereas Joshua clearly did.
Fury wasn't that brilliant that night. Everyone goes a bit overboard with it. He was good, but it's like
I can't listen to this racism any longer. We got off this topic.
I think the key for that fight was Fury took his jab off him, and AJ didn't really. I don't think Vlad got his jab off wickedly, but he did establish his jab far better than he did against Jennings, or far better than he did against Fury. But fuck knows. I don't know. I don't know whether I'm happy or raging. I can't decide.
I'm at peace.
I think we all got what we wanted. Like I was watching it with a load of guys that are massive casuals, and the guy turned to me and goes, "That was brilliant. You know, the amount of shite that we've been served up on pay-per-view." And he watched that. It was amazing. That's what he said to me. And I was like, you know what? Pretty spot on. Because if you think about it, we've had Bellew Hay, which was absolutely dross. We've had Brooke getting his face caved in by GGG on pay-per-view. We've had Frampton School and Quick on pay-per-view. You know, it's been absolutely dross in the past few years. That was thoroughly entertaining. You feel
we got an even better fight end of next month as well.
Have you?
Kell Brook and Spence.
Really?
Yeah.
I really like that fight.
Yeah, I like that fight.
I've not seen enough of Spence to really comment, but I don't know.
We need her to take Miguel We need Hearn to take a big L because Scotty Cardle's not big enough. We need a big L.
I don't mind him having Femi because it keeps Hearn relevant. It keeps us hating him.
Speaking of Scots, though, how bad did Quigg look on the undercard? Jesus, wept. He looked absolutely atrocious.
Freddie Roach has been shot to shit for ages. I mean, I don't know like why you'd want to go to him because he's an offensive trainer, and I know Quigg got a load of stick for doing the Tesco game plan of do fuck all for 6 rounds, but he did not look good. I thought it was a good 12 rounds though. It was good to watch, but
it takes longer. It takes longer than 8, 12 weeks, whatever camp they had with Roach to someone to establish.
Yeah, but
however long he's with the Gallagher ruin and everything he could have been.
Roach is shot in his shit.
Roach has benefited from Manny Pacquiao, whether or not it's natural or otherwise. Manny Pacquiao is an extraordinarily.
Hey, we got Gabriel Montoya on the line tonight, haven't
we? He is an extraordinarily talented fighter, and you know what did Roach ever? Did Roach really improve Cotto that much? Probably not. You know, he's probably that good.
That was having sex though, so that's why he went there.
No, it's that little Marvin. It's that little Filipino that he's drafted in. But then
that is so fucked up. That relationship with those two.
It is definitely suspect, isn't it? But like this is what happens when your mum's you like chief second trainer. What are you expecting to happen?
Oh, by the way, just quickly before I remember, I want to go on record. Everyone's saying that Selby schools Quigg. I don't rate Quigg, but I don't agree. I think that's quite a tough fight for Selby.
Nah, Selby can box his ears off if he's doing the weight properly, and he's not going to be Skeletor again like he was when we've seen him in Vegas, and he didn't get to fight. If he can make the weight healthy, and he can, if he just makes the weight healthy and he's not dregsing, as Belly would like to say, he'll school Quigg, just like Frampton did.
My theory is though that he can't make the weight properly, and he don't like pressure fighters.
I think he benefits.
I think that's a harder fight.
I disagree with that.
I don't think so.
Selby benefits from pressure fighters. I think that's
Quigg's an idiot man as well.
I think that's the fight. That's the kind of style of fight that Selby will benefit from. Someone that you can counter punch off, you can draw leads on, you can punch and then move. I think Quigg's style,
cabbage like Gradovich.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Like Hunter,
Hunter forward fighter who's just going to get
as weird as he was quite slick.
Yeah, I think Quigg is pretty much made for Selby, to be honest.
But I think Quigg's stupid though, and he won't just plod forward. He'll bulldoze forward. No, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong, but we'll see. I wouldn't be shocked if Quigg gives him a harder night. I still back Selby to beat him, but I wouldn't be shocked if Quigg gives him a harder fight than people will predict.
Was that Simeon? Did that Simeon have a good chin, or did he have high punch resistance, or does Quigg just have no power at the weight?
I don't think Quigg gets that hard anyway. It was that other fucking idiot beforehand, wasn't there? What undercard was that on? When Quigg made his return from his broken jaw, and it took him ages to get rid of that knobhead, but he obviously got knocked him out in the end. But
Wasn't that gives like a bantamweight or something coming up?
Yeah, wasn't that on one of the Manchester undercards?
Yeah, it was the Molina undercard, was it?
Yeah.
What would
only sent?
I don't know if he was on when this got asked, but what would you do next if you was Hearn and Joshua? Where do you go? Do you do the rematch if it's there? If Vlad wants it?
I don't think Vlad wants it. He doesn't need it. He won't want it. He didn't need it. I wait until see what happens with Wack and White. If I'm a real opportunist, I wait and see what happens with Wack and White. If White looks good against Wack, you make that rematch and make a few million. And
that's an easy fight for him if he boxes how he can box.
Exactly. Yeah, and there are some absolute mongs out there that will buy it. They'll go to it and they'll buy it on pay-per-view as well. And you can probably put that on at Wembley because there are that many spastics that will pay for it.
Yeah, get a table chucked or something. There we go. Job done.
Here's a question: if Wlad wants a rematch, is Hearn happy? Because Wlad was very close to stopping AJ. Does Hearn want the Wlad rematch? If Wlad, I'm assuming if he says, "Look, I want it," they've got to do it. It's in the contract. Does Hearn want it?
Yeah, I think he would because I said before. I think I was off air or on air. I can't remember, but I'd expect Femi to bulldoze him early next time.
Do you go to Germany for that and just anticipate Joshua taking him out?
I don't think no chance Hearn gives it up.
Yeah, but you don't give them any control, do you? No.
Unless it's to do with IFL.
Oh, do you know what? I actually hope they do because then fucking old Coogan won't be able to be ringside again. So yeah, I want the Wlad rematch.
Old Groogs.
Oh, they're calling it now. Because how long have we been on?
No idea.
Where do you...
40 minutes.
Do you think the Wilder fight is now closer or further away than it was pre-fight? Or is Hearn going to really with the intense beef that went on at the weigh-in, is that Bellew Wilder fight actually going to happen? Because I'm going to throw it out there. Bellew beats Wilder.
Oh my God, I can't believe we're saying this. Oh dear, you're probably right. That's the scary thing. Bellew's going to
Exactly.
pick up a belt. Yeah, you're probably right. I think Hearn might play the card. Oh, he's just been in a war. He's fought Vlad, the greatest heavyweight of the last decade, and we're not going to put him in with Wilder just now. We'll take, as you say, the Dylan White fight. That's another easy payday because he's got until November. November next year when Femi's contract with him's up. So
who's Hammer fighting next? Because that's the fight. I think he's just because he did Price. I think that's probably the next fight. They try and get Hammer Hammer further up the ratings against some Eastern European bum. Get him up the ratings, and then they stick him in and they sell the iced Price in however many rounds. And
did I just take the Pulev fight? He's Mando, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, to be fair.
It's him or King Kong, isn't it? They've got to do one.
Both.
What, at once?
Yeah, why not?
Well, I'm sure.
Pulev.
Cubans Cuban's going to do what a Cuban's going to do at the end of the day. So I don't think he'll be any urgency to fight anyone or do anything. He'll be quite happy to take step aside money and wait another year. Yeah. He's not going to fight again until he's 60.
Yeah, I was going to say, wait till he gets to 55 and then take the fight. You're probably spot on there. He won't try and force the fight. He probably doesn't even know that he's in lines for that fight. He probably got no fucking idea.
He ain't got a clue.
No, he's got no idea.
He's with Heyman now as well, so he'll just be fighting in. What was he supposed to fight? Derek Rossi on that under? I mean, that's honking. But that got cooled off.
Did anybody put themselves through Johnson, Pulev? What happened in that fight? I know that Pulev won, but there's no way they can do that fight off the back. There's no way that Hearn will do that fight off the back of the Johnson Dross. You can't sell that shit. How can you?
But he can hide behind a mandatory though, can't he? If he wants to.
We've seen him do it with Brooke. He's not hiding behind it though. It's fine. That's a fight.
But when you sell it as we're fighting a Pulev as a mandatory who's gone rounds. It went the 12 rounds, didn't it? This is how much for casual am and how much I don't give a shit.
Yeah, but everyone goes 12 rounds with Johnson apart from Joshua, technically.
Exactly. So how do you sell that? He's gone 12 rounds with Joshua when...
Yeah, but how do you sell anything?
Yeah, but he sold the Brook man, though. He sold fucking busy.
That was in May 2015 as well. You've got to put it that way as well. That was nearly 2 years ago that Joshua took Johnson out in however many rounds. That's not an easy sell.
Yeah, nothing is though, is it? Look, Puller's fine. Ortiz will be fine.
I'll put another question out there. Fury aside, who beats AJ? If you have to, who would you back to potentially beat him?
Nobody.
I think King Kong could do it.
Nah, I don't think he could.
No.
He's not active. He doesn't pressure enough.
Wilder could do it if he clocks him clean. I wouldn't back him to. I used to, but from the Washington fight, Wilder's regressing further. Who would I back?
Yes, yeah. Who would you back to stop him?
The only one
I would back anyone.
The only one I would back is probably King Kong if I was putting money on it. But even then, I wouldn't be confident. I wouldn't. The only person I wouldn't fully back Joshua to beat as well is King Kong, and maybe Wlad in a rematch, but that's a big maybe. Other than that, I think he beats all of them. I said to Ainsley the other day that Parker, the way he retreats to the ropes, he'd be picked off. He'd get stopped on the ropes.
I think Parker's hiding glass as well, because if you watch that Ruiz fight,
he's not hiding it. It's pretty obvious.
He did not want to stand in a pocket at all. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like it up close. He wants to be as far away from his opponent as possible. He wants to keep it at distance. I think fucking AJ would just maul through him.
Here's something funny. So I've tweeted like a Call Fury of Pedmongo. So some guy tried to give me shit. Obviously, he has no idea. Not looked at my timeline ever. He's gone, if you think boxing's clean, you haven't got a clue. Look at the state of you. Well, you obviously don't know what my MO is, mate.
You're like the David Walsh of boxing.
I am. Someone's got to do it.
I honestly don't. I don't think it's like we said earlier. The heavyweight division isn't. It's probably as deep now as it was when Vlad was at the peak of his powers. Knocking the likes of Pianetta out and people like that. It's people have overplayed how it's burst into life just because there's been this scramble for belts after.
Yeah, it's
Fury
because
and
you've got a lot of
Tottenham.
British idiots around as well. Like,
Yeah.
although Dillian White's absolute shite, but because he's British, people assume the division is buzzing. The
He's
only
another-
two in there that I would say is properly world class now that Vlad may be retired is Fury and Joshua. I don't really rate Parker. Wild as shit. And all the ones underneath them are the same idiots who Vlad was beating, like Pulev
Exactly.
and Thompson and all them fucking bums.
He's a-
King Kong, as we previously discussed, King Kong is Cuban, so he will do whatever he's going to do.
which is another thing.
Parker would beat Wilder.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Anyone.
See now,
I think so.
Wilder can erase anyone. If he lands that punch, then anyone's going to sleep.
Have you
But
seen
if you're going,
have you seen the
if you-
state of his hand, mate? He's fucked. That's why he's trying to get this fight. His hand's falling off.
What, the fight with who? With Joshua or with Bellew?
Just anyone. He just wants that fucking.
And
That's a shooter, ain't it, Wilder? And what? This is a silly question for you, and I think it's a really silly question. Does Hay bring anything to the table? Is he totally irrelevant?
if he beat it, well, I don't know. You can think of that two ways, couldn't you? If he was fucked before he got in the ring with Bellew, and in the rematch he comes back and obliterates him, then maybe you can put him back into the picture. But for the time being, he's done.
yeah, that's it. He's in irrelevance currently, unfortunately. But
The more I think about it, the more that Wilder fight, I wouldn't mind seeing it. That is an absolute shootout between those two. That would just be an absolute fucking.
but is
Bomb
it?
AJ had beat him straight down the pipe, I think.
Yeah, is it a shootout?
When Wilder's
I think
windmilling it, boom.
Joshua would just box in straight lines and beat him because
Well, here's a question: If Wilder had AJ hurt like Vlad did, do we think Wilder finished it?
Probably.
No. Have you seen Wilder try to finish people?
The windmilling when he was taken off. Yeah, but I think in that condition that Femi was, there's nothing he can do to fight back. So Wilder would just go in there like an idiot and get the job done. It wouldn't be pretty.
Whatever.
But he's got to get him in that position. We've said this before, haven't we? That if you're going into a fight and your only punch is to land a one-hitter quitter, then you ain't really got much chance. And that would be Wilder's only chance against Femi. He's not going to outbox him because he can't box. All he could do is knock him out with that punch from hell, like the Spiltzka one.
Just before we go, I just want to say again that uppercut. Though we should go back to that uppercut.
wept.
Jesus Christ, that uppercut.
that would knock any of our heads straight clean
He
off
took.
our...
He did well not to
What we said
crumple.
about Vlad's chin, though? What we said about Vlad's chin? Because everyone said he was chinny, but he took some
Yeah, I
fucking
said
shots.
both of them.
I said this. Like, if you're getting hit by someone who's 18 stone, you're going to go down when you get hit clean, aren't you? Just the weight of the punch behind it. I don't think anyone's chinny in that division.
They
just
took big shots.
If you just get hit, you just go down. That's why, like they say, don't they? You got boxing and then heavyweight boxing. It's like a separate sport.
But that uppercut was just... That would have knocked any of our heads clean off our shoulders. That was an unbelievable punch from hell. How Vlad was still on his feet.
I'd walk through that.
I hope Vitaly's got some itchy knuckles and comes back and does the job for the Klitschko name anyway.
I was literally just going to say that. Will Big Brother, when does his mayoral term come to an end? Because maybe.
How many times has he done that when Vlad's lost? Vitali just goes in there and fucks him up.
Would that sell?
Probably.
Yeah. That's the kind of shit that Hearn fucking
The mayor of
dines
Kiev
out
just
on.
goes, fuck this.
Hey, yeah, that's a wrestling
having it.
storyline, isn't it? Someone
That is-
injures their
mate.
tag team partner, and then they get in and
And they
to
do
avenge defeat. What a great story. The mayor of Kiev just says, look, Dan's tools. I'm going to go and knock AJ out. That's brilliant.
that's a film storyline, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like his brother's got beat, and then he's happy in his office job, but then he thinks, no, fuck this. Gonna go back to it.
Vitali goes, fuck Putin. Joshua's the real threat. I'm going to take him out.
I'm not even joking. I'm not knocking Femi, but if Vitali was to come back and he was as good as he was, I'd back him to win.
How old is he now? 46, 44, 45, 46, something like that?
It's 4 years, isn't it? I think that's between them. 4 or 5 years. So 45.
45,
45.
Do you reckon he's going to give Wlad a telling off again, like he did after the Fury fight?
He said, didn't he? Did he say in the build-up that Vlad didn't want him anywhere near the camp? And he wasn't allowed in training?
You're not allowed to see the sparring. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. I bet Hearn's
That's
well
done.
happy.
Oh, one thing I want to say is, I think we saw the real post-fight in that interview. We saw
Yes.
the real AJ, and I think
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
If we can have more of that, I'd be.
In the
I'd be
BBC
more-
documentary, we saw that was the best bit of PR that he's ever had, and he's been with Matchroom for 3.5 years. But that BBC documentary, we got to sort of see the real AJ.
I'd
And
be
it looks
more
like
than
this
happy
bloke.
to see that rather than this fucking stay humble shit, because there was a line that he put in and he said, "Thank you very much to Vladimir for taking part." I was just like, oh, that's just so inadvertent. Whether or not it's inadvertent or not, but that I thought that was so disrespectful.
Just
No,
quickly,
I
did you
don't
notice
think
as
he
well-
meant it like that.
Did you notice as well after when he stopped him, the ref stopped him, he stared at him and just smiled at him. He just sort of like for a couple of seconds when the ref jumped in, and then after he was having a bit of a row with Jonathan Banks. He seemed to be quite kind of aggressive and cocky after, and that was definitely the real AJ and not the fucking corporate whore.
Well, he was talking to him in round 7, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
He was.
he
I was
yeah.
like, "What are you doing? You are breathing out your ass, but you still got energy to speak to him. You're going to get
Do you know what it
absolutely."
is? He's a natural heel. That's what it is. He's a natural heel, and he's like run reigns, and we might see a slight heel turn.
Fuck's sake.
I'm telling you, he's gonna turn heel. I tell you what's going to happen. It will be when Willie won't he sign the contract extension in November next year when the match comes up, and it'll be like, are you going to sign? Are you not going to sign?
Oh, Macho, I've got one for this. You know, like when The Rock came back after filming The Scorpion King or whatever it was,
Yeah.
and there was Shane in there for WCW and Vince in there with the WWF as it was then, and he rock bottomed them both and then just fucked off out the
That's
ring.
what I think we might. I think we might see something.
Well, so Frank's going to be there. Hearn's going to be there. And it's
tell you what we
who
do.
will Femi
Hang
sign
on.
for, and then he just creates his own promotion.
I'm just thinking now, right? Can we do for the next pod? Can we have like you have to put together like a heel boxing stable with a manager or something? So we've all got to come up with like a 4-man heel stable.
Well, I could do that now.
You could do that right now, yeah.
Floyd, Tyson Fury.
Now you've got to tell a story about it. I'll definitely have Cotto in there. You know the Cotto that done no, sorry, the Margarito from the Cotto fight. He's definitely going in.
With loaded traps.
Yeah, you know when they was doing the spastic, they was taking the piss out of Freddie Roach. He's going in. Margarito's King Hill. We should do a heel stable. You have to name it as well and have a manager. Oh, Joe Gallagher.
Imagine Joe Gallagher managing Margarito.
Oh, how good that's money there. That is. Oh, mate. Because that was it. What was it? It was Margarito. It was Brandon Rios, wasn't it? Who was the trainer at the time?
Alex Ariza was doing it as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, they had a proper little hill stable going on there, and everyone hated them. That's what it's all about.
But on a serious note, I think on the contract thing, you make a really point, and it was another thing that someone next to me raised when I was watching it. Like, they went to put the microphone on her, and everyone said, "What are you doing that for? It's got nothing to do with you." Like, how long before Matchroom are no longer involved in big stadium fights like that for AJ, and it's just AJ Promotions on his own? Like,
yeah,
that can't be that far away, because
there'll be a co-promoter, because purely he's going to need someone to supply some sort of undercard. How shit it will be, it remains to be seen.
You've got that whole Richard Schaefer. You could just do Ringstar like he did with like he's doing with Hay. Like, you don't need Matchroom to do that.
But
the relationship's already there, and they seem to get on. It'll just be.
AJ's been building a team around him, hasn't he? He's got his manager, he's got his brand, he's got all the gear behind him, and he's always got George Groves, who will always fight him. He'll whore himself out to any pay-per-view undercard, won't he?
Macho, when you say gear, what do you mean?
What do you mean? No, he's got all the EPO that he needs, and all the HGH that he needs, and he's got a team around him that do a lot of stuff. You'd definitely see a Femi promotion, definitely, because it's just too much money. Because Sky ain't going to go, oh, sorry, you have to go through her, and they'll fuck her off in a heartbeat if he's doing like a $1 million+ pay-per-view buys.
Do you not think BT would make a play for that, mind?
Again, it's like
where's the
like
money?
WCW, isn't it, all over again? Will he sign for BT?
The Saturday Night Wars, this is going to be, innit?
How good if he just rocked up at a press conference, like Warren calls a press conference, and no one knows what it's about, and then the lights go dark, and then fucking out comes AJ, and it'd be brilliant.
Like when Scott Hall turned up on WCW?
Yeah, and you're like, he's there, and you just, mate, I'll tell you what, brilliant. Or even better still, Hearn calls a press conference and says, look, AJ signing a new contract. Everyone gets happy. AJ turns up and he's all in pure Femi mode. He's got the Lucozade bottle. He's got the Beats earphones in, big smile. He goes to put pen on the paper. He just fucking looks up at Hearn. The smile just drops and he just fucking twats him with rock bottom. And then fucking Warren walks out and just goes, yeah, he's signing with fucking BT. That'd be brilliant. And then he fucking gets fucking, what's his name? Oh, Adam Smith. He chains him to a fucking table and just beats him around the head with a fucking steel chair. And there's claret everywhere and everyone's screaming and, yeah, big heel turn. Sorry.
Right, that's us done. That's our next big wrestling's done for the night. We'll be back on Monday reviewing Monday Night Raw. We got Payback to review tomorrow, haven't we? Is that a pay-per-view
Yeah.
they're doing?
Yeah, but have you not got the WWE Network?
No, I get it
Should get
around
involved.
WrestleMania time, but
They're giving away 3 months free subscription. Get
no, I
involved.
used that and then cancelled it because I get involved around WrestleMania.
Yeah, just set up a new email address.
Not bad. So, but do you have to put your card? You have to put your card details in before, didn't you?
Yeah,
Let's
but
use
if
another
you
one.
can do that with Amazon Prime, and as long as you use a different email address, they don't check.
All right, we'll review Payback on Monday as well. Then, so we'll go into this in. I don't know if we were going into this in more greater detail, but we have something to moan about, no doubt. And we'll review Payback for you, and Matto can come up with his wrestling stable.
Yeah, no, we've all got to come up with a wrestling stable, a manager, and a name.
Right,
All
put
right,
it in the DM.
Sorry?
Put it in the DM because
put it in a DM because we'll forget.
Oh, this guy's absolutely raging. Absolutely raging because I've asked him over some pads. Oh well, right.
May 8th, May